Hi, good morning sa inyo class. For today, we'll be discussing about social stratification. So when we talk about social stratification, it tries to answer yung um, isang katanungan, no? Itong katanungan na nasa screen nyo ngayon, na bakit unfair yung mundo? Well, while it does not necessarily provide a direct answer, but it at the very least provides a tangible one. One reason kung bakit unfair ang mundo is because social stratification exists. You have that particular dream, no? Or in a more social, economic, political sense, why this particular imagery exists. Bakit habang may mga nagtatayugang building na tinatayo sa isang bahagi ng lungsod sa Metro Manila, there are places who are left to stagnate as a community living in such impoverished um, locations, community, compared to those who are on a better condition. The thing is, we have this term in sociology or social sciences that tinatawag nating social stratification. It's basically the structured ranking of people that propagates unequal access to opportunities and rewards. Ibig sabihin, structured ranking, in any given society, meron laging hierarchy. May ranking kung sino nasa taas at sino nasa baba. Sa loob na lamang ng bahay nyo, sabihin natin, meron kung kayo ay 3 anak, no? Kahit 2 anak, magkapatid, laging merong mas paborito at merong lesser favorite na. In classroom setting, merong mga matatalino, sabihin natin, mga leaders, mga second in command, tapos may mga nasa bottom tier na grupo. Or siguro, yun nga, nabanggit ko na din, yung mga nakikita natin sa news feed natin, yung mga top tier, yan, bottom tier, na mga grupo. That, junk foods, or toys, or shows, that is, in its simplest sense, stratification. But the thing is, stratification is very much evident sa lipunan na meron tayo. So, even history, no, historically, yung kasaysayan ng mga tao, kasaysayan ng lipunan, is a history of social stratification. There's a king, a pharaoh, an emperor, kung ano, chieftain, I think, no, that leads the group of people, the society. And within those is an hierarchy kung sino yung mga next mas matataas ang tingin, the king, the nobles, knights, merchants, and the peasants. Same sa Pilipinas, well, not necessarily ganun ka unequal tignan, pero meron pa rin stratification, pinagugrupo-grupo. Yung mga magkakasama, magkakaparehas, similar characteristics of individuals. May datu, may harlika, may mga timawa, at may mga alipin. Aliping na mamahit, aliping sa gigilid. But the thing is, in most societies, even nowadays, social stratification propagates, pinapalawak niya yung ideya ng tinatawag nating unequal access to opportunities and rewards. Ibig sabihin, inequality. The thing with stratification is that most of societies divide their members into ranks based on selected characteristics, which can lead to social inequality. Systems of stratification range from closed, in which movement between ranks is difficult, to open, in which individuals are able to move between ranks. So the thing with closed and open systems is that closed system of stratification, kung ano na yung stratification mo or class, no, or unit na kinabibilangan mo, simula ng panganak ka, habang buhay yan na yon. Ibig sabihin, kung mahirap ka, habang buhay ka na magiging mahirap. Kung mayaman ka, you'll forever be part of that upper echelon of the society. Dahil close yung system, there's no mobility, there's no movement. Within that hierarchy sa isang socially stratified na lipunan, you'll remain at that particular group or class of people. However, when we talk about open systems, ibig sabihin, open siya, it's open to change. You can move up the ladder or you can, pwede kang bumagsak dun sa ladder. The thing is, kung mahirap ka, may chance kang umangat. Most societies have an open system of stratification wherein kung mahirap ka, meron kang chance na umangat. Kung middle class ka, may chance ka na umangat. Okay? Especially sa mga socialist countries, I think, capitalist socialist countries such as China and Vietnam, Yeah, I think yung dalawang yun yung pinakamagandang example. And most capitalist countries, capitalist democratic countries ay open system sila, pwede sila umangat. Even sa Pilipinas, pwede ito. Okay? Kung papaano, that's a matter of policy. However, open system tayo, pwede siyang umangat, pwede kang lumipat ng socioeconomic bracket. Kasi sa ating ganun, socioeconomic status yung ating social stratification. Sa India, meron silang tatawag na caste system. While nowadays, may mga changes na nagaganap, improvement, but the caste system remains. Mamaya ipapaliwanag ko yung caste system. And caste system is an example of a closed system of stratification because its movement between rank is very difficult. So, in terms of systems of stratification ulit, members of a social class have similar levels of wealth, power, and prestige. So, the thing with stratification is yung ideya ng paglagay mo, pagpunta mo sa isang social class is enveloped on the idea of wealth, power, and prestige that you have within that certain society. For functionalists and conflict theorists nga daw, they offer a different explanation on the causes of stratifications, while other sociologists attempt to blend the two theoretical approaches. However, we'll not be focusing on that sa discussion ito. But just to give you an idea, if different strands ng sociology or even social sciences have different take kung paano nga ba, ano nga ba yung rason kung bakit may social stratification. But one thing is clear is that when it comes to stratification, it exists. Its existence proliferates the context of or the concept of inequality in any given society. Ibig sabihin, income inequality, meron laging mas matataas ang kinikita compared sa iba, kahit anong hirap na ginagawa nila. Education gap, wealth inequality, even gender inequality, those things are prevalent in any society that has stratification in it. Stratified, pinaghihiwa-hiwalay. So, parang ito, the power of popularity. Kung familiar kayo sa mga high schools nyo before, sabihin na lang natin, do some groups at your school seem to have more power than the others? Kasi may mga notion tayo na there are specific groups who are, we can say, ito yung mga mga parang jocks, sports athletes, sila yung mga muse, ganyan, sila yung mga yung pinaka matatalino sa class, sa school, student council, then ito yung mga class clown, ito yung mga ito yung mga parang go with the flow, ganyan. Popularity plays an important role kung ano yung stratification, ranking mo sa schools. Sa Pilipinas, I think it's prevalent pero hindi tayo ganun ka naglalagay ng label. I think compared sa Western countries when it comes to the power of popularity, promoting stratification. The thing with social stratification is that it's a division of society into categories, ranks, or classes. These divisions leads to social inequality or the unequal sharing of resources and social rewards. The thing with social inequality is there's always someone who's more of that particular resources over the others. Ibig sabihin, laging merong mas madami ang ilang individual at merong karamihan na mas konti yung nakukuha nila. Stratification system lies on a continuum of open to closed systems according to how easy or difficult it is to change the statuses. As I have said kanina, both ascribe and achieve statuses can be used to determine social standing. So, primarily kung ascribe, kung pinanganak ka na mayaman, then basically, you'll be part of that particular socioeconomic strata. Again, sa Pilipinas kasi yung ating stratification is primarily based sa ating socioeconomic status. So, kung upper class, upper middle class, middle class, lower middle class, or nasa below poverty line, no? Lower class of socioeconomic status. So, kung ikaw pinanganak sa mga specific na parents na ganun yung socioeconomic status nila, chances are, or rather, you'll be taking that particular social standing, hence, part ka ng social stratification na yun. So, ito yung binabanggit ko kanina. The thing with a closed system of stratification, yung very difficult yung pag-move sa ranks, nandiyan tinatawag nating caste system, a very prominent example. Caste is part ng Hindu belief, no? So, makikita ito sa India, a very prevalent pa rin sa India. Resources and social rewards distributed based on ascribed status. Ascribed, ibig sabihin, hindi sa kung naging kapag tapos ka na pag-aaral, yumaman ka, because the thing is, if you're part of this specific case, no, hindi ka na pwedeng umalis, yung pwedeng ibigay lang sa'yo ng lipunan or pagtingin na pwedeng ibigay sa'yo ng lipunan, even resources, ay nakabatay lamang sa kung anong case ka pinanganak. It's a lifelong status determined by that of parents na nakaangkla din sa kanilang paniniwala no, sa religion nila. It prohibits exogamy or marriage outside of the caste, promotes endogamy. Ibig sabihin, pwede mo pakasalan lamang as much as possible ay within your caste. Bawal yung mas mataas sa'yo, okay? But there are still cases na they're not following, lalo sa mga areas that na mas modern na yung take. But in most areas in India, they remain their following of the caste system. In India, it has been challenged, no, caste system, but still plays a major role in how they live their lives in the Indian society or Hindu society. So ito yung kanilang case, no? To give you an idea, the Brahmin are the priests and the professionals or academics. Kshatriyas are the warriors, the kings. Vaishyas are the merchants or landowners. Sudra are the commoners, peasants or servants. And meron pa silang nakahiwalay na hindi na maaalis dito. Sila yung mga naglilinis ng mga bagay na kinoconsider na madumi sa kanilang lipunan, the untouchables. So, these are outcasts. Outcasts because nung ni-reincarnate sila, because sa Hindu belief na niniwala sa reincarnation, from this, yung mga reincarnation ng mga nagmula dito, dahil laging masama sila, no, negative or bad karma during their life, yung reincarnation nila is something that is as untouchables, na dahil gumawa sila ng mali, no, labag sa kanilang paniniwala, nilabag na yung paniniwala nila, yung reincarnation daw nila will be someone that is outcasts in a society. Yun yung mga untouchables, bawal mo silang hawakan kasi madumi sila, no. May nagsasabi pa nga that if you have contact with them, you are considered as untouchable na din. Because the thing is, outcasts ang mga taong ito. Ang trabaho nila ay yung mga bagay na hindi tinatrabaho ng yung mga bagay na madudumi. Paglilinis ng patay, paglilinis ng crime scene, paglilinis ng paligid nila, tagalinis ng mga inidoro, ganyan, toilets. Because those are the jobs that are nakabatay lamang or nababagay sa mga individual na hindi naging maganda yung kanilang previous life.